I'm going to get into this video real quick here. I'm going to talk about the level of narcissism amongst most American females. I find it strange how American females tend to get attitudes or become offensive towards men who decide to take their dating options elsewhere, mainly beyond the borders of America. I just find it strange. Why do so many American women get offended? What is there to be offended of? Because most of the men who decide to take their dating options abroad are the same type of men that you don't even find desirable. American women wouldn't even date the majority of these men who go abroad. So in point, why are you upset? The men that you desire are, for the most part, are right here in America. But yet they get attitudes and they feel they have an issue with that. Now, I know what the problem is, and I'm going to get right into this. The problem with that issue is that American women, once upon a time, could go out and play the field in their early to mid 20s and late 20s. And as her looks began to diminish, and as gravity began to take place on her body, old Poindexter over there, the guy she rejected when he was 20 and 21 and 22, would still be around in her early to mid 30s. She wanted to build a family with someone, or she had kids. She could get a responsible guy to take care of those kids later on in life, and she didn't have to feel so lonely. But now these guys get in the early to mid 30s, and the women are noticing that these men are no longer taking on women their age. A lot of men are stepping beyond the borders of America because they're finding out that a lot of women from overseas aren't so materialistic. A lot of women abroad, I'm not saying that women abroad are perfect. No one's perfect. But a lot of the traditional values that played a big role here in America back in the 1940s and the 1950s, when the American family was much more complete, it still exists a great deal outside the borders of America, and a man's chances of finding that is a lot better than him settling for, let's say, a woman here in this country. But I just never understood the fact on why American women got so offensive and always made all these excuses about, well, all those women over there, they just want a green card, they just want this and they just want that, and they try to, like, these women really want to up and leave their friends and family, or their family and friends behind for a stranger. But like I said, this is just shows how deep the level of narcissism runs in this country amongst most American females. The level of narcissism is at an all-time high nowadays. And like I said, these women, they don't have any reason to get offensive. We know how the system works here in America. A lot of us so-called beta males, we're looking right at what's going on here. And I'm pretty sure a lot of men out there that know someone personally, they can count on to say, hey, look, I know this same situation where they've seen a guy come home from, I'm not saying that guys that's been incarcerated don't deserve a second chance, but these men come home, or some of them come out of the halfway house, and when they come home to block parties, they come home to free room and board, they come home to a hot meal, and they get laid the first night. And some of us men had been laid in years, but yet we get up and go to work every day, we bust our asses, and the only room and board we got, we pay for it. The only hot meals that's put on our tables, we cook. And these women feel like they got a right to have an attitude, and it just doesn't make any logical sense. But that's my point. And I can see it now. I really can see that the level of narcissism has gotten out of hand with American women. They've become so narcissistic that they rather see the very men they don't even want suffer with loneliness and rejection and be miserable because they feel like, hey, look, I'm too good for you. I want this guy here. And like I said, we all can see it. This society is backwards. The most irresponsible and unreliable males in this country, they get the most attractive women in your local communities. And there's got to be something wrong with you for wanting an attractive woman. Oh no, there ain't nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with you for thinking I'm going to be with somebody that I don't find attractive. People have many different levels of attraction. And certain men may find a certain woman attractive, and certain women may not be so attractive to certain men. Vice versa with women. But they act like these men here, a lot of men in America seem to, which they don't seem to, they actually do, they date down. But, back to what I was saying about this narcissism. American women are just, disappointed or upset with men they don't even want. You don't even find these men desirable. So why should you care about who they're dating? Why is who he's dating so important? My point is, when they got 35, 36, Poindexter was there. She could play the field in her early 20s. But you can do that anymore. Because now you're looking at when Poindexter's 34 and 35, he's got a 24, 25, or maybe or even younger trophy wife on his arm from abroad. And those responsible men, the reliable men that you call them lame, you call them whack or whatever, you say he ain't got no swag, because that's a new word nowadays. He ain't got no swag, you realize that, hey, look, why ain't I with somebody like that? Well, remember when you were younger? And there's nothing wrong with a man wanting an attractive woman. There's nothing wrong with that. American society tries to paint that picture. There's something wrong with you. You always into looks. I ain't into looks. It's not about looks. Men are logical creatures. We are visual creatures. But I think every man you at least want somebody you can stand to look at. Somebody that you find, okay, I can look at this person. I speak because I'm a man myself. But it just amazes me at how these women have gotten in certain forums, and they want to get up and rant against men that are finding romance abroad. They want to rant against men who are finding better female options elsewhere. But yet, I digress. So, if you guys see this video or whatever, just leave your feedback. Leave comments. Let me know what's going on. Be blessed. 1.